Welcome to the threshold, the place of the intuitive, the mystic, the contemplative. It's really a place to strengthen your connection to your core. It's a place to live with authenticity and purpose. Do you want to connect with your inner wise one? Let's talk. So it's here. I am less than a week, really days away from the big 6-0. And I am intentionally entering my wisdom years because, well, Croning is all about wisdom, seeking, keeping, and sharing. While Crones are traditionally older women, accepting your inner Crone or being wise transcends gender and age. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, non-binary. It doesn't matter if you're young in age, if you're elderly, or if you're somewhere in between. The Crone speaks to us whenever, however, and wherever she wants. We have only to be open to the ways that wisdom presents itself to us. So let's break it down into wisdom seeking, wisdom keeping, and wisdom sharing. Let's begin to talk about the wisdom seeker. The Crone really urges us to seek knowledge, gain understanding, and use both to spark our wisdom. Being a seeker requires us to live in the moment, to be aware of how we get stuck in our beliefs and judgments, and to recognize when we're less than objective. When we notice these things, we can call upon Crone energy. And when we use that Crone energy, we become opened to wherever our intuition or that inner wisdom leads us. So intuition whispers course changes, gives us gems of wisdom, and shows us patterns. Wisdom is nourished when we accept the intuition that flows from our soul. And when we accept that we are a wisdom keeper. And so no matter where we find ourselves on this journey, we really are a repository of wisdom. From the time we are little, we gain understanding and often unconsciously tuck these little tidbits away only to have them rise to the surface during epiphany moments or during those moments of aha that we suddenly get it. Sometimes we don't even realize that we hold the wisdom that changes our life. And so over the moments, we gain more and more wisdom. And I'm going to say, seldom do we wake up aware of this vast library of inner knowing. No, really being aware is a product of the heart and the head. We reflect with our hearts objectively. And you notice I have my hand on my head because it's hard sometimes to get into the heart. We objectively feel our emotions and really the impact that life experiences have on us. And we reflect on these really in order to understand. We introspect with our head. So now I get to come up here, or our mind really define patterns. And within these patterns, we gain wisdom. So what do we do with this wisdom? Do we keep it and never give it to anyone else? No. Being a Crone means that we are a wisdom sharer. And so I'm going to ask you the question, what is a Crone if they don't share their wisdom? A Crone is humble and vulnerable, and those are aspects just integral to sharing. A Crone is confident as a carrier of wisdom, and someone who shares without arrogance. Also vulnerable, a Crone shares wisdom without knowing how the wisdom will be received. A wisdom sharer is also an empath and a bringer of compassion. They listen with their full body, so they listen with all of their senses in order to name what is there, what caresses, what bombards their being from others. And that's what it's about being an empath, is that you're aware of how another's emotions are impacting you. Now, using their empathy, they share compassion not to enable, but to help another walk through suffering in a way that empowers them, while alleviating suffering in themselves, in others, and ultimately in the world. So wisdom seeking, wisdom keeping, and wisdom sharing is found in each experience that we connect to our soul, listen with our heart, and find the patterns of wisdom within our heads. Being a wisdom seeker, keeper, and sharer is about really stepping into being an elder in community. And what I will say to you is that doesn't mean being an elder has nothing to do with your age. Being an elder has to do with being willing and able to share the wisdom in your life. So I want to thank you for listening, for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you're interested in celebrating your wisdom, there are additional resources available at fyrserpent.com. If you'd like a little help or some help, let's not even quantify it, really seeking, sharing, and keeping that wisdom, contact me as a contemplative coach. I work with people. I facilitate that wisdom journey through mindfulness practices and intuitive techniques. So give me a call, give me a shout, would love to work with you. But no matter what you do, I want you to ask yourself, how am I seeking, keeping, and sharing my wisdom on this day? Namaste.